Am I the asshole for expecting free babysitting since it was my family who asked for a visit? My husband and I were asked to visit our families in another state because we hadn't seen them in person for a few years. They mostly wanted to see our kids who are 1, 3 and 5. My husband and I made plans to go out when we got back to our hometown. Then we started texting people to see if they could babysit. Some didn't understand why we were asking, so I explained if we have to go through hell so people can see their nephews, grandsons, etc., then yes, they can all step up and give my husband some nights with just us. You're the asshole. What a weird, transactional approach to family. If you don't give a shit about seeing your family or them seeing your kids, don't bother coming. It's not like you were forced at gunpoint. If I were your family members, I'd probably have been happy to give you guys a night out. But not with this weird, rude attitude you have about it. Also, unless your families actually live in a town that requires a trek through the underworld to access, you are being weirdly dramatic about traveling to another state. People do it all the time. You're the asshole. Nobody owes you anything. You can ask, but it shouldn't be expected someone else will watch your kids the entire visit. It's not an our move to ask people to babysit or even see if grandparents will watch for a few hours to visit people or get some alone time without the kids. You're the asshole for the attitude and for making plans before even asking anyone if they would mind the kids for a bit. Your post seems very confrontational. This probably would have went a lot better if you turned your entitlement down a few notches and just had some chats with people. Requests produce more positive results than demands of expectations. You're the asshole. Entitled much. As a parent myself, I know the struggles with having kids, especially young ones. To expect others to watch your kids for free just because they wanted to visit with them takes the trophy of the day. JFC, of course you're the asshole. No one made you go for a visit. Your children are not bargaining tools to get something you want. You're the asshole. No one owes you free babysitting. Our entitled parents. You're the asshole. Lol. Your entitlement is hilarious, and I hope no one accepted your demands. I don't think you'd be the asshole for wanting some time to yourself. That's very important, especially for young parents who don't get a lot of adult time. You definitely could have worded it differently though. Even just asking if they could do it instead of expecting it would have been the more polite way to go. You're the asshole. I suspect you have some resentment about this situation, which caused you to feel you are at least owed a night out. But your approach was very disrespectful, entitled, and inflammatory. It also seems very transactional. Very tit for tat. It would have been considerate for family to offer to watch the kids for a bit so that you could have that time, but not something they were obligated to do. So you really ought to check your attitude about it. YTA, your family wanted to see you. Instead, you're using them as a babysitting service. Just don't go if you don't want to be with them. Slight nah. Having been through something similar, I'll say you have to talk this over before you agree to go. Family members always insist we take the kids everywhere so they can spend time with them, but once we're there they lose all interest in the kids, and my wife are not able to enjoy the trip as much as we would have if we would have left the kids at home with a sitter as originally planned. We learned our lesson. You want to see the kids? Come visit them yourself. Not the asshole. These comments are wild. Sure, you sound a little entitled, but honestly, I know my parents love watching their grandkids, and I think it's pretty normal to expect him to watch the kids for a night when that's their whole reason for wanting you to come in the first place. You have a weird attitude to your family minding your children, but your family also seem weird. Why would they not understand why you were asking them to watch your children so you and your husband can go out together? Surely they're the obvious people to ask when you're away from home visiting them. If it's too hard to visit, don't. The roads go both ways. Invite your family to visit you. Entire. If they're so into seeing your kids, let them make the trip. Work for it. If you need to travel, the ones that wanted to see the kids should be delighted to babysit. Not the asshole. You are right, they should help you. Or they can travel if they want to see them. Any fucking effort is expected. IDK. The other commenters kinda shat themselves because of your attitude, lol. You are mad, so you wrote a post. They just farm karma by this point. Not the asshole. I never expected any help from family and am usually really unsympathetic to anyone complaining about not getting help from family with kids they chose to have. In this case, however, your family sucks. They want all the fun and no responsibility after asking you to leave the comfort and safety of your home. They should travel to you from now on, BC. At least you won't have the added challenges of travel and unfamiliar environments while caring for your kids. They seem really clueless and/or ungrateful. Maybe there's a cultural thing here, because when my family invites me, husband and kid, or when they come to our place, they always offer to babysit for my husband and I to have time together. I'm from South Europe, and from my point of view, not the asshole. But again, if I just read the other answers, maybe it's from a cultural difference. Hey, we'd love to meet up with some friends while we're in town. Mom and Dad, would you mind taking the kids for a night? Takeout is on us. We'd be so grateful for a night out alone. See how easy that is. I know everyone is saying YTA. But I would love time with my grandkids and would love to be able to give my kids time out to reconnect with their spouse and friends. So I say not the asshole. You're the asshole, yes. That makes you an R. If someone offers, great. But expecting it IDK. I guess my family is different because this is a non-issue. I'm traveling home in a few weeks and absolutely expect my mom to keep the kids. We've discussed it as well and I made sure the dates worked, but my mom wants to see her grandkids. And I want to go on fun dates. Win-win. Not the asshole. I think it's a fairly standard expectation that your family would care enough about you and your kids to want to spend time with the kids and give you and your partner some time to do things on your own. I think you're an asshole in the way you dealt with it. But I think the expectation is reasonable. Everyone I know gets a night out when they visit family. Or family visits them. Literally every time we visit our in-laws, they watch the kids for at least an hour or two so we can go out for dinner. So, yeah, it makes sense that you would expect that. Because it's totally normal and common. I still think it's common courtesy to ask before making plans. And also, not being upset or rude if they say no. NTA for asking. You're the asshole for your attitude. No one owes you anything. You chose to come over. You chose to have kids and bring them over. Family is not for free babysitting. Just get a sitter or don't come over. You're the asshole. They want to see the kids and the family. If you want him to take care of them for the night, then establish that ahead of time and make a plan. It sounds like you're just doing it out of spite.